Hey, I'm Lana Glowshot from Flow with Glow, and in this video, we'll be unboxing the November 2023 SketchBox. This box is all about creating mandalas. So we'll be focusing on radial symmetry, intricate patterns, and making artwork creatively and mindfully. Ready? Let's go. The surface is the Graphics Mixed Media watercolor paper by Marabou. There are 20 sheets in this pad, and they are gummed on the top and the bottom. This heavyweight watercolor paper is good for a variety of different materials, and it's easy to remove from the block by simply sliding a knife or even your finger between the two sheets of paper. Our next product is the Koala Tools Mini Ring Ruler. This ruler allows you to measure and draw a variety of different size circles. Using the General Cedar Point pencil in this box, let's get started drawing circles. On a fresh sheet of paper, draw a variety of different size circles. This is going to allow you to warm up with this new ring ruler tool, and it's also going to help you figure out how hard you should push the ruler into the page, what angle your hand should be on, and we're going to do something really fun with this page in just a little bit. This Faber-Castell Goldfaber sketch marker is brand new to market, and we get to try it first. Your marker is dark chrome yellow, and it's got a dual alcohol tip. This side of the marker is the brush tip, which is great for laying in big areas of color, and it's also pressure sensitive, meaning that when you press harder, you'll get a thicker line, and then when you ease up, your line will be thinner. On the other side of the sketch marker is a fine point that you can use for rendering intricate details. Next up are the Graphics Permanent Markers by Marabou. These are dual tip markers as well and come in 4 vibrant colors. First up is Pink Candy. All of these markers are low in odor, dry quickly, and don't smudge, and I was incredibly impressed with these as I worked with them. We also have Tangerine, which is a bright, vibrant orange, medium blue, and stone gray. Let's warm up with the markers that we've seen so far with that circle page that we did earlier. Go ahead and erase over the top of those just a tiny bit so that your lines are lighter and don't show up in your final drawing. Now we're going to go through the entire piece and fill in each of the shapes created by these overlapping circles with a solid color or with a pattern. These patterns don't have to be anything mind-boggling. They can be patterns that you've been drawing since kindergarten. You can do polka dots, you can do rainbows, stripes. You can riff off of one of these and do a small rainbow and then a larger rainbow. You can do polka dots and stripes in different sizes. There is so much that you can do with just super simple patterns. I really like this circle one where you fill up an entire area with just different size circles. I find this to be a very meditative pattern to draw, and I tend to draw it all the time when I need to relax. There are dashes, stripes, spirals, you name it, there are so many options, but I want you to play around with both sides of all of your markers. Really explore color, overlapping, textures, patterns. Here I am doing a glaze of color with my sketch marker over those orange stripes, and I really liked the way that turned out. Be sure to play around with layering, and I think that the sketch marker is best for this because it is transparent, so you can lay it right over color that you've already put down. You could also put colors right on top like I just did with the Pink Candy marker over the top with those polka dots. Here with the blue, when I layer the dark chrome over the top, it turns green, and I loved that moment so much because all of a sudden I had a new color. So I made sure to do that in a couple other places throughout the rest of the drawing. Really push your creativity, but if your reservoir of ideas runs dry, you can do a quick search and find so many more patterns that you can use for this project. The last marker in the box is the Clean Color Dot in Denim. This is a dark blue marker that allows you to draw circles really easily, and it's another one of those 2-in-1 markers, which is awesome. Let me show you how those dots work. You press down and release, press down and release. You can do a warm-up where you try to keep all of your dots close to the same size. You can work out patterns this way and play around with a lot of fun designs. You can also make your dots smaller by applying less pressure. How small can you get your dots? Once you've explored that, you can actually draw with the dot side if you need to, and you can play around with the fine tip, which will allow you to get some intricate details into your drawing in the exact same color as your dot. So it'll bring a layer of cohesion. Now it's about time that we actually make a mandala. So grab your ring ruler and draw a few concentric circles. Start with the smallest one and then size your ring ruler up so that you can visually estimate how the next one will be centered. I did 3 rings and then I divided these rings into 8 equal sections by drawing a vertical line, a horizontal line, and then 2 bisecting lines so that there are 8 equal segments. This is going to help you create patterns around the center that are roughly symmetrical. I'm starting with my clean color dot with a large circle in the very center and then making my dots progressively smaller as I move away from the center. And I'm going right along those guidelines that I created at the beginning. Now I've got the pink candy and I'm playing around with circles around that first layer. And then with my fine tip, I am drawing lines that radiate out from each of those dots. You can play around with so many different patterns, and I encourage you to play around with the thickness of the line by doubling up like I'm doing with the orange, and the thinness of the line as you switch your markers over to the fine point tip. As you work on your patterns, I want you to keep this month's prompt intricate in your mind. To make an intricate pattern, you don't need to do anything fancy. You just need to try and experiment with some of your basic patterns. Make them slightly more complex. I'm starting here with an arcing line, which I've already done in orange, but to make this a little bit more complex, I'm using my fine tip with the stone gray to do these smaller arcs all the way along the space in between those arches. Then I'm drawing small skinny lines towards the center, which kind of makes it look like a seashell. This really intricate pattern is offset by the solid color that I'm mapping in with the Goldfaber sketch marker. Having a solid color next to an intricate pattern is a great way to get your detailed areas to stand out. I'm coming back in with the clean dot marker now, working from large to small as I go around this seashell shape. Adding an element that has been repeated somewhere else in your drawing is a great way to add cohesion and to help everything come together. As you're working on your mandalas, not every single pattern needs to be perfect. And don't get caught up if you make something that you're not thrilled with right away, or else you've completely missed the point of mandalas. Mandalas are really great for staying in the here and now and in the present. And if you're stressed out and worried about everything being perfect, you're not here anymore. These are a great way to unwind and de-stress. One pattern that I wasn't crazy about were these orange targets that I made around the blue circles, but I kept going and I grabbed the pink candy permanent marker and filled in the negative spaces, and I ended up liking them more. And now this piece is complete. I hope you learned a ton about creating mandalas and intricate patterns in this video, and we can't wait to see what you create. So be sure to use the hashtag SketchBoxNovember when you post your work online. For more unboxing videos and tutorials, you can check out our YouTube channel where you can like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.